Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Uncle Frank, and I am not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, this pretty much sums up my feelings on this market too. I am long until proven wrong, but I believe a pullback is coming. Nate Baer, lead technical tactician, Monument Traders Alliance. Guys, this episode will cover what's coming up and how we can prepare for it. All the indexes closed up slightly on Tuesday, but the big headline was Nvidia vaulting past Microsoft to become the world's most valuable company, pulling the rest of the market along with it. The tech giant surged 3.5%, reaching a market cap of $3.34 trillion, up 215% over the past 12 months. The S&P 500 rose 0.3% for its 31st record close of the year, while the Nasdaq hovered above the flat line for its 7th straight record close. The Dow edged up 0.2%. The retail sales report missed expectations, rising just 0.1% in May, well below the 0.3 forecast. I would like to point out the VIX is back down to 12.3%, down 3.5% on Tuesday. Keep an eye on the VIX. I want to make one more point about Nvidia before we move on. The chip maker just 10 years ago was worth only $11 billion. It's now the world's largest company by market cap. Its latest upswing, a 10% gain in the past 5 days, has taken the company to a $3.35 trillion market cap, more than Microsoft, Apple, and everyone else. So now it's ranked number one on market cap, but what about other metrics? All right, net profit, $14.9 billion. That makes it the fourth, right? Stock return over the past year, 218%. That makes it the third. Revenue, $26 billion, only 37th. But here's the point. Revenue growth over the past year, 262%. That makes it first in its class. For Uncle Frank, all good things begin with explosive top-line revenue. So what does Lawrence Fuller think about all this? This all-time high has me preparing for another summer pullback. The S&P 500 hits 30th new all-time high in 2024, driven by shrinking number of tech-related names. Concerns arise over unsustainable market dynamics, extreme divergence between market cap weighted and equal weighted S&P 500, potential catalyst for pullback in broad market, signs of economic weakness, and valuation concerns in market leaders. I think a pullback of 3 to 5% will resolve the divergences we see today, and that broader participation will take us to new all-time highs later this year. Meanwhile, the fear and greed index ticked down to 42. You guys better keep an eye on my eVTOL stock ACHR, peering into Archer Aviation's recent short interest. Archer's short percent of float has risen 4.82% since its last report. The company recently reported that it has 57.92 million shares sold short, which is 28.25% of all regular shares that are available for trading. Based on its trading volume, it would take traders 9.77 days to cover their short positions on average. Just 2 weeks ago, this company got its FAA certification, which gets the electric air taxi maker closer to eventually flying travelers. 2 days ago, Archer announced a signed memorandum of understanding with Signature Aviation. This agreement enables access to key hubs for United Airlines and a number of private airport terminals in the U.S. to operate commercial air taxi rides using eVTOLs. The shorts are cutting it pretty close here, in my opinion. Have I mentioned Archer has 346 institutional owners that have filed 13s with the SEC? These institutions hold a total of 153,977,000 shares. How many shares outstanding, Uncle Frank? I see 323,557,000. Is that 47.58% of the entire float? You do the math. On Tuesday, Archer closed at 306, just 6 cents over a recent 52-week low, down 11 cents or 3.74%. Now, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I will never tell you to buy, sell, or hold any security or cryptocurrency. But Uncle Frank is long the stock at these prices and also owns the leaps. Inside Out 2 smashes global and domestic box office records. AMC Entertainment box office blast-off Inside Out market. AMC had a successful weekend at the box office with Disney's Inside Out 2, and Deadpool may perform even better. Not only did the theater industry just have its best weekend since the Barbenheimer phenomenon, led this time by Disney rather than a Warner and Comcast combination, but evidence is building that there may be even better weekends to come. They've got Inside Out 2 at $155 million domestic, a haul that would be impressive even in the pre-COVID days. Toy Story 4 in 2019 netted only $120 million opening weekend, and Frozen 2 only $10 million more. It's not quite Incredibles 2 territory, but in a post-COVID environment, it's not even a home run, it's a grand slam. This follows closely on the heels of Sony's success with Bad Boys 4 last weekend, and reports that Deadpool and Wolverine may outperform even Inside Out 2 next month. More than one pundit is ready to declare that the box office is back. So how did Cinemark do on Tuesday? $19.75 up 59 cents or 3.08%, added another 5 cents after hours. And how about IMAX? $16.33 up 65 cents or 4.15%, and then added another 66 cents or 4.04% in the after hours session. But of course, AMC followed a retail video game seller down for the day for some unknown reason. Completely different sector, but AMC tracks GME. Why is that? I would love for Gasparino or Kramer or Adam Aaron to explain it to us. Explain why our stock goes up and down with another stock in a completely different sector. Please explain it to us. There's the weekly on AMC. We closed Friday at 486 or 48 cents on a pre-split basis, down 3 cents or 0.61% for the day. At the time of this recording, I've got Max Payne at 450, so we'll see what happens on Thursday and Friday, right? We're down only 91.82% over the past 60 months under Adam's leadership. Which YouTubers told you the conversion and reverse split was good for us? Do you remember? My favorite was the QSIP change. Because of the reverse split we never needed to do, there was going to be a MOAS due to the QSIP change. I remember what I said before the RSC. I said it was tailor-made by short sellers for short sellers in our very own boardroom. Who sold you on the ape? Who said, today we pounce? Was it Kenny Griffin or Adam Aaron? Who signed off on the ape? Who was on the pricing committee? Was it Susquehanna or Philip Lader? I want my subscribers to know this for certain. Wall Street could never do what it has done to this stock without the deliberate assistance of AMC senior management. There should be no doubt in your mind at this point. Adam Aaron is earning about $500,000 per week these days. How you doing? You think maybe it's time for a change? Here's the bottom line on AMC. No amount of good news, earnings, regulatory crackdowns, etc. are going to help us under these conditions. Even though I'm rooting for all those things, I don't care if a golden dividend flies out of a unicorn's ass that cures cancer, if it's the same management team that declares it, Wall Street will be unaffected, unless it's a digital blockchain dividend, which Adam shot down and we will never do, right? If Ryan drops a bomb on Wall Street and makes a big business development announcement for GameStop, it's clear AMC will follow it up if it runs. A short squeeze, however, is anyone's guess. Adam will not forget to dilute, and the LULD committee will not forget to halt the stock mercilessly. However, the other scenario would be a white or black swan that rocks our enemies directly, forcing them to a decision on their short positions against the stock. I can imagine a world where we get both. Can you feel me? Not investment advice or advisor. Okay, so here's the 5-minute chart on GameStop. On Tuesday, it dropped early to a low of 23.61, rallied to a high of 25.97, then drifted lower and sideways to close at 24.70, down 52 cents, or 2.06%. So I'm interested to see what happens Friday on triple witching, but I think it's safe to say GME may hold steady or drift lower until Ryan Cohen tells the world what he plans to do with that $4 billion, right? It's going to be hard for the stock to make gains on the sole strategy. We're going to continue to close stores for now. What I would love to see is Ryan announce, I'm starting or buying a fully functioning retail brokerage and crypto platform to compete directly with Robinhood, a broker that lets you route your orders to lit markets if you want to. Millions of GME and AMC shareholders would open accounts their first month and invest their profits from a theoretical short squeeze, right? If they get one. I know I would open an account there just to spite Robinhood and Vlad. I've got Max Payne at 22 at the time of this recording. Stay tuned. Breaking on Wednesday night for AMC, Inside Out 2, headed for Juneteenth box office record with near 30 million. How Inside Out 2 broke Hollywood's box office curse. Family films led by Inside Out 2 could reignite the box office. You younger apes may not know about this, but Spaceballs 2 is officially greenlit by Amazon MGM. The original Mel Brooks film was a glorious Star Wars parody. Hopefully, Amazon will put it in the theaters first. All right, let's do the Yahoo screener. Most shorted stocks. Region, U.S. Price, greater than $1. Average volume over 3 months, greater than 200,000. Exchange, New York Stock Exchange. I see 1,628 results. Let's check them out. Coming in at 13, GameStop. Cinemark right behind in the 14th position. AMC in 25th. And Archer Aviation in the 38th spot. May they all squeeze at the same time. And from Bloomberg's Tech Daily, Elon Musk's X is planning to introduce a Venmo-like payment feature that could be big for Doge or XRP. And for the GameStop people, Nintendo announced new Zelda and Mario games ahead of console launch. And a tweet from Milk Road just in. The SEC suspends investigation into Ethereum 2.0. ETH is a commodity. We won. From CoinMarketCap, leading Ethereum developer Consensus announced that the SEC has officially closed its investigation into Ethereum 2.0, a significant milestone for the crypto industry. This closure comes after the SEC's approval of Ethereum spot ETFs and follows Consensus's request for clarification on Ethereum's classification as a commodity. I love when Gary loses. But isn't this what it's all about on the street right now? Why the Fed might need to get on with it and cut rates. The Fed Reserve has projected just one interest rate cut this year. The latest round of monthly data has some economists worried it won't come soon enough. It's only 137 days until the election. We know the White House wants that rate cut bad because it needs talking points for the final stretch of the campaign. But will we get a correction and then a cut? Or will we get a crash and then a cut? How bad would the correction or crash be if we see one? How long before we recover? Or will we get a cut and then a blow off top and then a crash or correction? I'm trying to put all the scenarios of potential outcomes together now because the people that guess right might win it all. I'm looking for the ones that kill the hedgies and bless the apes. What do you think is going to happen? What has Uncle Frank holding his breath is the case against Ripple XRP by the SEC. Ripple tackles 50-cent resistance. Holders await lawsuit ruling. Post SEC enforcement lead step down. The U.S. SEC's head of enforcement for crypto assets steps down after 9 years at the agency. The resignation of David Hirsch occurs in the final stage of the lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC. XRP fails to hold above 50 cents on Tuesday after closing above this level on Monday. All that matters to me is how this thing shakes out. The SEC has cut its settlement request from $2 billion to $102 million, and I think that says it all. Stay tuned. Now let's do the year-to-dates before the bell from ExecSum. S&P 500 up 15.7% so far this year. The Dow only 3%. NASDAQ leading the way up 21%. Russell 2000 only 0.6. That's the small caps. I've got gold at $23.44, up 13.1% year to date. Oil stands $81.47, up 13.6%, and the 10-year Treasury yield last 4.219. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.